Firstly, tell us that what the excitement is about. Is there anything new in the latest offering, and how will it fit in the desires of the Indian customers?
I think, the entire idea of, the Octavia RS is in a larger context. As I told you last time, this year is a very special year for Skoda in India. We're celebrating 25 years in India. And when we started thinking about what would be a fitting celebration for this occasion, there was nothing better than the Octavia, because the Octavia is the car which has defined Skoda in India. And on top of that, the Octavia RS is the pinnacle of Skoda engineering. So that was the whole idea that, celebrating 25 years of Skoda with the pinnacle of Skoda engineering. And that's why the Octavia RS.
So Ashish, what we understand that in the first 20 minutes itself, you were really sold out. Frankly, tell us that were you expecting such sort of a response, because the numbers look so good. And along with that, for the benefit of our viewers, Ashish, tell us that when is the next batch coming in India?
Yeah, totally, Srishti. And I think, it's really the love of people for the Octavia and the RS badge that, we got sold out in 20 minutes. Of course, we knew that the interest in this car is very high. And, the objective is not always sales. It's also about creating desirability of for the brand. It is also about demonstrating what kind of DNA our products come with, because it is the same DNA which also flows into our local products, whether it's the Slavia, the Kushaq, the Kailak or the Kodiak. So I think it's a larger picture that we have to keep in mind, and not only the Octavia RS, but definitely the response has been much better than, the interest in this car is very high. So I'm really looking forward to getting more cars into the country early next year.
Ashish, I guess that post the excitement about the GST, we are meeting now and interacting now. Yes, of course, it has been great announcement for the whole auto sector, and Skoda as well, I believe, must have benefited. I was just looking to your quarterly numbers. I believe that it's a 110% growth that you guys have recorded. Help us about the excitement that you are getting to witness on ground, how the quarter has been, and more importantly, which models really helped you post such a stellar growth?
I think you're totally right. I think typically as well, the festive season is the highest point for automobile sales in the Indian industry. So you are anyway all looking forward to the festive season, especially considering that the quarter before that had seen flattish growth. Yeah, so therefore everybody's hopes were very high on the festive season. So definitely the GST changes actually acted as a cherry on the top, really boosted demand. The kind of changes that have happened with the GST structure change are momentous. I'm 50 years old now, and this is the first time I have heard in my life the car prices going down. They've only moved north always. Yeah, so that's the kind of scale of transformation that is taking place. And I think this momentum created by the GST changes has helped the industry very well. Record sales both in wholesales and retails. For us as well, this year has been really, really good. We have doubled our sales, growth of almost 110% compared to the same period last year. Our highest ever year in India, close to 62,000 cars sold in first 10 months itself. One of the highest months we have ever had, with more than 8,000 cars sold in the month of October itself. So definitely, I think all the preparation, the new product launches, and of course, the fundamental changes brought in by the GST structure change have helped the industry and us as well.
But Ashish, the other question that we have been asking to all the heads is that what about the times ahead? Because yes, there was a lot of pent-up demand in the system. The announcement has been really great. But what about the times ahead? Because the sustainability of this sort of a growth is a bit of a question right now. What are your thoughts on this?
I think if you look at it, Srishti, and you have also spoken about it, I think, the way these GST changes have been done, they have the potential to fundamentally change the structure of the Indian automobile industry. What I mean by that, because the slab changes are different across different categories. So that will definitely have an impact on how the demand moves in various segments. It will also have an effect on the future product plans that manufacturers might have, because the demand patterns might shift between different segments. And the first signs of it, we have seen already that the A00 SUV segment, where we are with the Kailak, which was 26 to 28% of the overall market till August or September, has already crossed 30% of the market. Yeah, so there are changes happening. And I do think that, since the nature of these reforms or these changes is fundamental, this momentum, I think, has the potential to carry forward. Too early to say anything definitely, because it's just been 1 month. But I think by December, January, we will have clear trends emerging.
But Ashish, Kailak has been a game changer for Skoda in India. Help us understand how is the next leg of the product strategy looking like, where the more focus will be. Will it going to be more on the SUV sides? Help us with your view and thoughts on that.
I think, Srishti, if you look at it, the Kailak is 6 months into the market. Along with that, we also introduced the Kodiaq in May, so that's also 5 months old. So I think our product portfolio is relatively fresh as of now. So next year, our focus will be on enhancing our offering across product and price points, especially because, the Kailak still has a lot of potential in terms of new variants that we can add, new action models that we can bring in. Similarly, we are also working on the refresh of the Kushaq and the Slavia. The Kodiaq will also get feature editions next year. And along with that, I'm also looking at introducing some new cars from our global portfolio as well. So an action-packed next year too from Skoda.
Ashish, the last time we interacted on your product strategy, we were just chatting about it, and especially on the EVs, you said that the full throttle, or rather the full push with respect to EVs, will only come in 2027. Still some time to that, but Ashish, now the companies are gearing up to meet the CAFE norms. For Skoda India, help us understand what are the plans, how do you see Skoda preparing to reach that target and be prepared for that instead?
I think not much has changed fundamentally from when we last interacted. The timings of the CAFE norms, the timings for when the infrastructure will be ready are more or less, similar. Nothing has changed for the EV space as such. Yeah. So now, and we have always gone out and said that our target is to be a relevant player in India. Our global CEO, Mr. Zelmer, has also said that India is the second, the biggest leg of Skoda outside of Europe. So the commitment of India definitely, and if we want to stay a relevant player, we will have to move into that electric space. When, which products, maybe too early to say, and not the right time for me to comment on.
All right, that's good to know. We'll watch out for that. But Ashish, what about the market share? Because I remember 2.5 to 3% was your target that you have set, at least for this year. How close are we to that number?
So if you look at it, especially last a couple of months, we have been averaging around 1.8 to 1.9%, which is a doubling of a market share. So from that point of view, our strategy, our marketing campaigns, our product launches and our network expansion have really helped us to scale up dramatically. 2.5 to 3% still remains the North Star, Srishti. We may or may not get there, but at the end of the day, what is clear is that, we are the highest growing brand in India.
But Ashish, lastly, since Skoda is celebrating its 25 years of presence in India, if you have to define its journey in just one word, what will that be? And I know that 25 years next is going to be a big time, but at least in the medium term, if you have to describe Skoda's journey, how will you do that?
I think, I would say that 25 years can only be defined as legendary, I would say. From our point of view, it may not be relevant from a market point of view, but for us, definitely it's been a learning journey. And the next 25 years, I would say, and tease a little bit and say it will be electrifying.